Yesterday's question and answer thread in the first Descendant Discord server was interesting, and the developers revealed more stuff in the upcoming Season 2 update, and as well as huge changes that will make a big impact to Descendants and the overall gameplay of the game. It was kind of funny also because someone asked if the developers can add some jiggle physics to the game, just like the infamous feature in Stellar Blade. The player also asked if they can add blood and gore into the game, and the developers replied that it would affect the mature and teen rating of the game, and it will potentially prevent some existing players from enjoying the game. For context, the first Descendant is rated 12 plus in Europe and Brazil, 16 plus in Germany, 18 plus in South Korea, and rated mature in Canada, Australia, and United States. I really think that both jiggle physics and gore doesn't matter in this game and shouldn't be a concern at all, but it's kind of hilarious that this has been brought up in the latest Q&A in the official Discord server. Now, moving on to the most important stuff, let's first discuss Freyna and what the developers replied to those asking for adjustments. I really can't understand why some players are asking for nerfs in a PvE game, and I thank the developers for somehow feeling the same. Instead of bringing the nerf hammer to Freyna, the developers said that there will be no immediate adjustments to the Descendant. Instead, they will prioritize buffing and rebalancing the other Descendants that needs help in the game. I think this is the best way to address the issue, and instead of lowering the power level of Freyna, the developers should increase the power of those Descendants that are in the bottom of the tier list. In Freyna's rework, the Descendant became versatile that she can be a good tank, do intercept boss battles, and deal huge damage against bosses, and also a mob like Bunny. She became a versatile Descendant, and players are saying that her toxin spread should be lowered so it won't be as overpowered. Enemies do die fast with Freyna's toxic spread as the targets don't have any resistance, and once they die, it will spread the effect, which makes it super powerful. This might get nerfed in the future, but I hope that the developers will not make it useless again. You see, some players who are running the 400% dungeons are the ones who are complaining that Freyna is destroying the fun as there's nothing left for them to kill. This can be said with Bunny, but I bet that some of these players are the same ones who are benefiting from both Freyna and Bunny, while leeching for experience and leveling their Descendants fast. Honestly, I think that instead of changing Freyna's abilities, the developers did a great job on deciding to buff the other Descendants. However, I think that this is not enough, and it would be nice to also add missions which makes other Descendants better than Freyna or Bunny. Buffing Descendants would not be good, and it will destroy the uniqueness of the character if Nexon will just push on making changes based on kill speed and mobbing. It would be better if they will add more missions which makes other Descendants a specialist, and this can also solve the problem of universal meta Descendants. Instead of players complaining that this Descendant is meta in all missions, we can discuss that a specific Descendant is meta for this specific mission. Also, the developer tackle upcoming changes to reactors in Season 2. In Season 2, the reactor can be leveled up to 5, which was the case during the beta of the game. Also, the optimization requirements of Ultimate Descendants will be improved. This means that we can potentially have 3 weapon types optimized into the Ultimate Reactor, and this is a massive change since it will give us more freedom in trying different weapons, including the rare ones. This could also mean that it can potentially give better support for more than one Descendant to share a single reactor in situations where the reactor and substats are good for 2 Descendants. And by the way, reactors are very essential in boosting the skill power of your Descendants, and right now we have only level 3 reactors in our disposal. Just imagine how much damage or how much boost a level 5 reactor can give to each ability of your Descendant. Also, the developers specified that they will be adjusting Sharon, and this trend will continue with other Descendants that needs help, as they aim to make all of the characters in the game interesting and playable by all. Now, we have been talking about Sharon possibly getting an ultimate version in Season 2, and one of the criteria that we have discussed is that the developers announcing that she will get a rework before Season 2. I think it's becoming evident that Sharon will be the next ultimate Descendant in the game, as she will be getting a rework before the Season 2 release. Then, she's part of the very first Descendant that got added in the game, not to mention that the recent Freyna quest mentioned in the last part, that it's their turn now, foreshadowing that she could possibly be getting an upgrade next, and that number 17 will also be added in the game. The developers did mention last week that they will be reworking Outpost Mission, and they would be making the game mode better and non-reliant to Sharon, so it's very interesting what kind of rework they will do with the Descendant. Sharon has very interesting abilities, especially her stealth, which also increases her damage through a skill module. Not to mention that the Descendant also has good mob clearing, but the only problem is that this gets outshined by other Descendants such as Bunny and Freyna. The stealth gameplay of Sharon is really not good with the current state of the first Descendant, as it's all about mob clearing or destroying bosses with insane damage. Sharon can do decent damage to bosses, but it's not enough, especially against those void intercept bosses like Gluttony or the Deathstalker. She is really squishy, and even with a well-optimized build, she is not a popular pick for players in doing hard mode void intercept battles. I just hope that we get a huge improvement to the overall effectiveness of Sharon in missions in the game, as the developers are taking away the only thing that Sharon is good at, fingers crossed, and and we will also see this weekend if we are correct, and we will see Ultimate Sharon next in Season 2. Also, aside from all the planned Season 2 update, Nexon is planning a December event in the game. There are no words yet on what kind of Christmas event are they planning, but I hope that they'll be giving away a lot of stuff since it's holiday season. Another thing that is coming in Season 3 update is that common use skins will be usable across all Descendants with just a single purchase. This policy will apply to previously purchased shared skins as well. If you purchase multiple identical common use skins, we will provide refunds in Caliber. They also decided to retroactively apply all existing universal skins. If you have duplicate universal skins purchased, only one set will remain and the other one will be refunded in Caliber. This is a nice quality of life improvement, and I'm pretty sure that those players who are using the market a lot to purchase skins will be happy about these changes. Another nice change is that at the start of the new dungeon for Season 2, you can decide which route you want to go at the start of the mission. In the future, the developers will also try to add more fields and dungeons where there are more routes to take. The development team is also planning as a long-term goal to add a space where you can display your characters, loot, and customize the following space, like a housing and a trophy room. Finally, another interesting topic that the developers answered is that they are planning to introduce additional growth system for Descendants around Q1 next year. As to what kind of growth system it will be, we still don't have any clues, but expect that we will get more powerful stuff in the game. And by the way, this weekend's Season 2 showcase will also reveal information for new skins, which will be available for purchase and also be included in the battle pass of the next update. Also, we could potentially be getting nails as customization in the game. The last thing that is very interesting for me is when they have discussed they have previously considered adding mounts like bikes similar to Destiny 2 Sparrows, but concluded that current level designs aren't well suited for bike traversal. The terrain is uneven, and there aren't enough long stretches for smooth riding. That said, movement enhancements are essential, especially to give all Descendants a way to move alongside Bunny. While the specific method isn't decided yet, whether it will be mounts, a flight option, or something like Luna's hoverboard, they are actively discussing ways to improve traversal options, which is really a welcome addition to the game. Honestly, all these changes in future content are looking great, and I'm very interested in the future of this game. The developers always listen to community feedback, and they are active in their Discord server, always addressing important stuff on how to improve the game. I really love how they are responding to even silly questions, and it just shows you that they are dedicated in making the first Descendant great. Time will tell how this game will perform, but with community involvement, I'm guessing that this game will be in the market for years to come. So that's all about it. I hope this video is informative, and be sure to check back later as I will be making more informative videos for the first Descendant and other games I feature in this channel. Before leaving, we humbly ask for your support by simply liking this video and subscribing to our YouTube channel. This will help us with the YouTube algorithm and aspire as to provide more informative and fun gaming videos for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again in our next video.